Ms. Shallow. There is a motion to revoke unadjudicated probation. I see that was most recently filed. And maybe there's another one. I don't have that, but I have this one filed on May 21st, 2024.
There was an administrative hearing requesting a first amended, and
Let me
that has
just
not
say,
been accomplished
I have
yet.
that in the file.
The
Hold on.
amended
Wait, I see something June 25th
That's it.
that I signed on July 8th.
That's it, Judge.
It
Yeah.
hadn't, I guess, probably worked its way through yet. Well, let's see what it says here. Committed the offense of prostitution. All right.
I mean, we can
I think we
proceed.
can move
Yes,
forward
sir.
without that, with what we have here. And that could be brought in, though, if we have issues concerning what punishment should be. Other crimes, other offenses, bad acts are all part of the equation in determining punishment. It goes to the character of the person. All right, in this motion to revoke unadjudicated probation, does the defendant waive a formal reading of this? Michelle, raise your right hand, lower your hand. In summary, this motion to revoke unadjudicated probation alleges that on December 4th last year, 2023, you were placed on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for the second-degree felony of robbery. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Allegation number one states you failed to report to the Jefferson County Probation Office for January 25th, February 12th, March 13th, March 26th, all of 2024 in violation of your requirements under your deferred adjudication order for reporting to the probation office. Is that true or untrue?
Yes, sir.
Did she ever report?
She reported once.
What date was that?
It was in between the day she was granted probation and January 25th. I believe it was January 2nd.
Was that the very first time? Okay, so she reported the first time and then that was it. And then absconded, as it were, disappeared, lost us, no longer on the radar. Number two, you failed to provide verification of performing community service hours as required. I presume you probably didn't perform any. Is that true? Is that true? Is that true or not untrue? We'll talk about explanations here in a minute. Is it true? Okay. And then finally, you failed to pay court assessed fees. I'm going to skip that one. Okay. Are you pleading true to allegations 1 and 2 here? Your probation can be revoked. You can now be found guilty.
Yes, sir.
And then sentenced up to the full range of punishment, which is no less than 2 nor more than 20 years confinement in prison. Did you want to supplement anything with the probation officer?
No, Judge,
So
I don't have any offense reports, and
Well, no, I'm talking about just what she's pleaded true to. I'd like a little more about.
sure. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear nothing but the truth. So help you. Go ahead. Yes.
So
It is true. I interrupted you before you could say true. Yes, or yes, you were accepting the oath, correct?
So are you the probation officer for Courtney Shell, or are you filling in for someone else? Currently the probation for. How many times have you seen Ms. Shello?
I have seen her
And when was that?
January 2nd, 2024.
And was she ordered to report to you since that time?
Yes, she was provided with a next report date.
And what type of efforts have we made to contact her and try to get a hold of her?
Tried to call her. We've looked to see if she was in custody, sent letters in the mail.
So all the usual things to her last known address and phone numbers. Have you had any luck talking to her? So was she supposed to perform community service during all this?
Yes.
And has she performed any hours of community service? Has she paid anything on this fees? Has she tried to contact your office that you know of to try to reschedule any of the appointments she's missed? And has she also just recently been arrested on an offense of prostitution? And is that how she came into custody, so that we could have this hearing? It's not like she turned herself in or anything, right? So all of this time that she was supposed to do, and she hasn't really done anything on this probation except report that one time. Is that correct? I pass witness, Judge.
No question. So, anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Michelle, I talked to you concerning the motion to revoke probation, the fact that you failed to report.
Mhm.
And you understand that you're supposed to be reporting on a regular basis. But you told me that you quit reporting because you had to stay with your sick mother. Is that correct? And did you try to notify the probation office? Did you call up there to try to talk to someone? Okay, but you never actually physically talked to anybody?
Talk to them any other time.
Did you talk to this lady who's your probation officer? And what did you tell her?
I told her my mom was sick and can we reschedule? She rescheduled. My mom was in the hospital. I couldn't make it because my sister had to work and my niece was out of town working. Doing it okay.
When
And
was she placed in jail, please? Thank you. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
um, and she just kept on like sending payments to the phone. We got text messages though where she sent messages telling me to report. And I got messages where I was calling to leave messages on her phone.
You do understand that you're required to report probation on a regular basis, correct? And even though you had some family issues, you still should have been reporting,
Correct.
you know? So you recognize that if the court were to allow you to stay on probation, that you would be required to report on a regular basis in person. Just if you ordered to do so. Are you asking the court to give you another chance to let you stay on probation rather than revoke you and send you to prison this time?
Yes, sir.
Anything else you want to tell the judge?
And for us, the community service, at that time, she was giving me community service. She said there were no officers to do the community service.
You've only spoken to her one time,
No,
correct?
I've seen her more than once,
How many times?
approximately about 3.
Okay. Is that true? Did you want to ask her some more questions to follow up based upon what the defendant's testimony is?
No, sir, but I'd like to ask the defendant a question.
Well, I'd like to know, she's saying one time that she talked to you.
Well, I've already asked her all that about whether or not she got any phone calls, anything from the defendant. And she said no, she hadn't received anything.
I've talked to her. And it's on my mother's phone where we talked.
You've been on probation now for going on 7 months.
Yes.
How many times did you report?
3 times because my mom was picking. I was the only one there.
You reported 3 times. You heard the lady's testimony that you were only reporting 1 time. Did you hear that?
I heard that.
So that's wrong.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Which times, what are the dates that you reported? Because they document
Like the
every
last
time.
I reported.
Well, may I finish, please? What goes on in here is the rudest kind of behavior. People interrupt because you want to bully everybody. You want to overwhelm everyone. You want to be the one doing the talking and nobody else. It's your way or the highway. Nobody else matters. That's the impression I get. Be quiet for a minute and then you get a fair opportunity to speak. That's the way we learned when we were kindergarten. Right? Yes. Okay. She says, according to this, the probation officer, and according to the evidence, you only reported 1 time, and that was that first time, which was 6 months ago, I guess, and which would have been in December,
She reported on January 2nd.
January 2nd, day after. Okay. And here we are, July, getting, we're in the middle to end of July, which would be going on 7 months. And according to the probation office, you only reported that 1 time. And they document every time people show up. But it's your contention under oath that you went to the probation office 3 times and checked in and 3 times. Can you, is that right?
I called.
Is that right? Oh, you called. You
I
didn't
went
show up in
once and I
person.
called twice.
Can I, let me ask a question, then you can answer. I'm gonna tell you that one more time. That's real simple. Did you show up in person 3 times? Yes or no? Does that speak out so she can
No.
take it? No. So you showed up in person one time. Would that be fair?
Yes,
The other times you say you called.
yes,
All right. It's been 7 months, and you only showed up one time, correct?
correct.
Do you see anything wrong with that? Because you're supposed to be showing up regularly like everybody else does. Everybody else does weekly or monthly. It depends on what the probation office determines. But everybody else who's on probation has to, 5,000 people have to show up regularly. Why do you think you are different? Go ahead.
I don't think I was different. I was just like, my mom took sick.
For 7 straight months?
She had already put a warrant out. Like in March or something.
That's not the answer. For 7 or 8 months, yes or no? You couldn't have reported any other time? Or could you?
I could.
But you just decided you're going to do it your way.
Why go and she put a warrant?
So then you're saying your goal then is to evade the warrant and not be brought into custody? You're looking up like this is boring you. Are you bored?
I'm just
All
looking
right.
up the
All right. I'm looking at the post-sentence report on this. And it shows the circumstances of this case, which are serious. And the lengthy set of misdemeanor convictions that you had. Okay, so you're over at the store on College Street, the Mercado de Familia. You know what that stands for in Spanish?
Mercado, grocery store.
De Familia,
No.
the family store.
Oh, okay.
And you are the authorities there, the people who run the store and operate it, confront you on aisle 5 following something suspicious. They followed you. Well, they said they observed you loading items from a handbasket into your oversized purse. So you refused to talk to them, let's say. They followed you into the parking lot. A physical altercation ensued, resulting in injuries to 2 people who were people at the store trying to protect their property. One person was struck in the face by you with a closed fist. Another person was struck in the right cheek by you with a closed fist. All trying to retrieve their stolen goods that you had placed in that purse. So let's see. The store manager comes along, manages to get the purse with the stolen items, and then allowed you to leave. And then they filed charges. And because of the violence involved and the striking of 2 or more people, you're charged with a robbery. Okay, so we placed you on probation, and you knew when we put you on probation, you were completely made aware that you were looking up to 20 years in prison if you failed on probation. And here 7 months have gone by, and you appeared one time, and after that you have elected to disregard the rules and not comply with probation and do it your way. And here we are. What's the state asking for?
Judge, I believe she has a revocation where she got 3 years last time. I think.
I don't know that. I'm looking at this post-sentence report. 3 years for what?
I think there's a felony on the last page. Next page over, right up the top up there.
It says probation revoked, adjudicated 3 years in prison. What court was that in? This one or 252nd? Can you pull that up, please? A prior conviction? It looks like 2019. Tampering was dismissed.
Right, then the manufacturer, they were together. It has you, but it also has DC3. So but I think it was us, I think.
Okay, so according to this post-sentence report, the defendant has a prior conviction. That is a conviction before she commits this act. And also it shows 27 Class C misdemeanors, 8 of which include disorderly conduct, fighting, and failing to appear.
Because of that revocation and because of the circumstances of not reporting, doing anything, state's asking for 5 years prison time.
She's asking the court to let her continue on probation.
Anything you want to say? No? All right, if nothing further, I'm going to find there is sufficient evidence supporting this motion to revoke probation, if granted by a preponderance of the evidence or greater, as allegations 1 and 2 have been proven true by a preponderance of the evidence or greater, your deferred or unadjudicated probation is hereby revoked. Earlier in this case, you pleaded guilty to the second-degree felony robbery voluntarily. You were I hereby find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this underlying robbery in this, and you are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 5 years. You can't treat people like that. And also you can't absolutely refuse to follow the rules of the law when you were placed on probation. Anything else?
Yes, sir.
That is all.